How do you know if your business idea is viable? Simple. You just test, test, test. When I started building my firm, SME Digital, I offered free consultations. Right. And I did that so that I can get users to my service with the sole aim of gathering feedback. So even though they were free clients paying for the service, they were served with the highest level of service that I had to offer at that time. And what that allowed me to do was to deliver the service, gather the client feedback, and to be able to refine and make changes to the services as I went along. And the only way to really know if your business idea is one that the market needs or is one that is solving a real problem in the industry is to validate your idea. And you validate your idea by testing it in the marketplace. Testing it in the marketplace means you have to have a minimum viable. What is a minimum viable product? Well, that is simply having a service that you want to offer, service or product, right? It's the minimum viable product that you intend to offer and sell. One of the traps I see new entrepreneurs find themselves in is that they launch a business with a plethora of services. There is no simplicity to their product offering or the service offering. It's complicated, a number of different services and SKUs. So there is no simplicity for the customer in terms of choosing the service. So you bombard the customer from the start, and you also confuse yourself because now at launch, you have given yourself the task of having to manage several different product offerings. And that means developing materials and tools and marketing and branding and communications for a number of different products and services. And this is not a viable position to take when you're starting a business. You want to have the minimum viable product, something that you have developed that didn't cost you much, that you invest in minimal resources that you can put out to test if your services or your product is required in the marketplace. Some services are just not necessary, and you don't want to make the mistake of investing a lot of time and resources, financial resources, human resources, and time into a product or service that the market doesn't require. Save yourself money, you save yourself stress, and of course, your most valuable asset, which is time. So develop your minimum viable product and put it out into the marketplace, whether you offer it as free consultations or an affordably paid product offering. This is the first step in testing and validating your business idea. Now, when you have put out a minimum viable product, your next step is to collect feedback. So as I indicated before, when I started SME Digital, my coaching firm, I offered free coaching consultations to clients. And that had the purpose of being able to collect feedback. Your minimum viable product will allow you to collect feedback from the users. So the user friendliness in terms of cost, or where are you priced in the marketplace. You monitor whether this minimum viable product is difficult to sell. Is it too expensive? Is it too cheap that you have an influx of customers? Because if it's priced too cheaply, what you'll find happening is that you will be swamped with orders and purchases that you're unable to fulfill because of your operational capacity or even your capital capacity. So your minimum, that feedback in terms of take or accessing of the service would allow you or inform you as to whether you need to raise your prices, make your service or your product a little bit more exclusive to attract a manageable or an ideal customer or client. So use the MVP, the minimum viable product, to gather feedback in the marketplace or from the marketplace. And then once you have that feedback, your next step will be to implement that feedback. Use it to refine your product or your service offering. The feedback is important and necessary. Use that feedback that you have gathered to refine your product or service offering. That is what the purpose of the feedback is for. That is what putting out a minimum viable product is useful for. Validating your business idea is not some activity that you do by the way. It is quite essential for your startup or your launch. And if you validate and you use the feedback to refine your product, then you'll be able to have an idea as to whether your business is solving a real problem, whether your product or your service is addressing real customer needs. Because without real customer needs, what you're really investing in there is a trend. And trends come and trends go. And you don't want to have your business functioning at the behest of trends. You want to be able to have sustainability and longevity in the marketplace. So it's important that you move beyond riding trends. Testing your business idea, validating your business idea is what is critical to ensure sustainability. If you find what I've shared this morning useful to you, I want to encourage you to like, share this video with any colleague who you may know who may be transitioning into entrepreneurship. Share the video with them, encourage them to subscribe. And if you are seeing this for the first time, check out the playlist of Coaching in the Car. Every morning, I try to communicate some strategies, some tactics, some tips for helping professionals and employees who are considering transitioning into entrepreneurship successfully. I also put out a newsletter every Sunday morning, Becoming an Entrepreneur, where I share expanded content written. So you can look out for that. Link for that newsletter is in the description below. And I also have my new book, Becoming an Entrepreneur Beginner's Guide, is available on Amazon. It's an essential roadmap. Everything I discuss with you is shared in that book, where I outline in even more detail than I do in the newsletter. And I post every morning on LinkedIn religiously. I've been doing so for the past 59 weeks. I post religiously on LinkedIn, sharing the same strategies. All the links to my content are in the show notes below. So validate, test, create your minimum viable product, collect the feedback, and implement that feedback to refine your product or service. Only way that you ensure the sustainability of your business idea is to test it and refine it. And that is how you validate your business idea. Thanks again, and I look forward to another episode of Coaching in the Car with you. Peace out.